I'll share. Is my slide visible? Good evening, everyone. I think today we have another new learner, Mr. or I don't know, Bibasha Das, and I think I'm mm, seeing you the first time in class. Yes,
Good
all right.
evening, sir.
Good evening, Miss
Yes,
Bibisha.
sir. Yes,
Can
sir.
can you introduce yourself because I'm meeting
Yes, sir.
first time
Yes, sir.
in the
So
class.
I am Mrs. Vipasha Das, sir. So
Yeah.
I'm working as assistant professor in law.
Oh, very good.
So it's very difficult to attend classes because my family, my son is too young. So
Yeah,
it's very
yeah, yeah.
difficult to attend classes, sir. I'm
Even
really very sorry. I'm
even
really
as an
very sorry.
academic, even as an academic counselor, I am very sorry that to handle classes for you is very difficult because my I have to leave my two kids with my wife, and she will curse me if I go at 9 o'clock or
Yes.
9:30 to her.
Yes, sir.
And
So
just
things are very interesting, but it's my time management is little bit it's difficult. So
first of all, I
whenever
appreciate all of you for your curiosity to learn certain course and upskill yourself.
yes,
And
sir.
lot of
Yes, sir.
female are there. Miss Sophia is here, and probably few more female candidates. I really
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
the female candidates, female learners at your age,
Thank
having
you so
fun
much,
and
sir.
learning, upskilling yourself.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Because in the
I'm from
recent,
Assam. I'm from Assam, Guwahati, sir.
oh, very good, very good, very
Yes,
good.
sir. Yes, sir.
I had
Nice
a
meeting.
candidate. I had a candidate a few days back from University of Delhi.
Okay,
From
sir.
we have I have given her online internship for research and
Very
for
nice, sir.
marginalized. Yeah, yeah. She
Very
also
nice,
from
sir.
Assam.
Okay, thanks. Okay, sir.
Very good, very good. I
Okay.
really appreciate all of you for
Thank you, sir.
planning to
Thank you,
study
sir.
such side of courses. Okay, let us
Yes,
move
sir.
to the course.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for
Yes, sir.
thanks,
Thank you.
Mr. Pete, Mrs. Petas for joining us.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right,
Thank
so we
you.
are going to the block 5 today. That we are going to deal with a very, very important topic. Please pay attention, ask questions. I really appreciate if you ask questions and discuss in the class so that the participation kind of online classes will enhance the learnings from the both end, as through the academic counselor as well as the learners. So we are all learning. Research, if another if someone teaches, it will be different. Each one will deal the matters differently, but the scientific nature of the research stands as it is in terms of sampling, in terms of methodology. Whoever teach need to teach what it is, right? As I have said, sampling plays a vital role because you should pay attention to make more scientific, right? So yesterday we had discussed on two broad areas of or types or approaches to sampling. Can anyone say what are these two broad areas of sampling? Can anyone say what is that? All right. One is probability, another one is non-probability, right? So two main areas that we need to go in deeper to understand where as a researcher I have to use probability, where as a researcher I have to use the techniques under non-probability. Okay. There are few techniques under each approaches, probability and non-probability, or each types, the probability and non-probabilities, which we have to use it. Okay. For me, it is interesting if you put attention on it and if you raise questions, we will learn a lot. All right. So sampling is a method estimation of sample size So first question is, what is my sample size? Right? In the previous class, I have told you, go to the Google, type sample calculation, put your population size and the sampling error or 95 percentage of the sampling error or the approximity, you get what should be your sample size out of 1000, out of 980 population. So what should be the sample size? It will calculate and tell you. So any number above of that will be sufficient to conduct your research to collect the sample. Okay, it will give very minimum amount, but it is means that minimum you should have that. Okay, you have to increase your sample size as much as possible in order to reduce the error in your research. Error in a sense, fault or something in your research. Okay, how much you are increasing your sample size, that is the benefit of your research. Okay, out of, doesn't mean that out of 1000 you thousands population you should take all 1000. No, right? You should take a sample such a way that it represents the entire segment of the population, right? So sampling is a critical process in research which involves selecting a subset of individuals from the larger population to draw conclusion for the population, not for the sample, right? For example, you want to study a domestic violence that is in a rural Gujarat. Okay, that is your, that what you want to study, right? Imagine in rural Gujarat there are lot of there are, imagine that there are 284 panchayats in Gujarat. So in out of 284, how many panchayat you are going to take into your study? In that panchayat, how many villages you are going to take into study? In that village, how many households you are going to into study? And how you are going to select all those things is the technique, and how much you are going to put a scientific temper into it. That is a sample. When you are collecting the sample data from those samples, you are going to draw conclusion of the domestic violence that is happening in the rural villages of Gujarat, not for the particular village, because you are going to draw conclusion for the population, not for the sample alone. Are you clear? Do you need any explanation, into further explanation? Is that clear? Any further explanation you need? Okay. So all right. So just I have taken a screenshot, right? So sampling is all about representing the population. That is the idea you should have. Okay. So sampling is a technique of selecting portion of the population to represent as a whole. So it is essential in statistical research to ensure accurate and generalize the results. So effective sampling improves efficiency, making data collection and cost effective while maintaining the reliability. The main purpose of going for sample is to reduce the time that you invest on your data collection and cost, right? And bring efficiency in your research, right? Unless you waste time to go for entire population to collect data. So classification of sampling method. So how we are going to classify the sampling method? One is a probability sampling, okay, and another one is a non-probability sampling. You see here we have a probability sampling, right? And you have non-probability sampling. Okay. So when you say probability, it is very clear that each unit of the population. Okay. Now we are six. How many are in this group? In this learners? So all together five. Okay. Out of five, I need two representatives to be studied for my. So you are four. I want to study the effectiveness of my class. So out of four, I need one person to be studied for my research. So what can I do now?
Then maybe
How can
ask
I give?
who is interest. Maybe ask the class who is interested to be a part of your research.
Okay, very good. Will it be a probability?
No, sir, that will not be a probability. Probability will be when you randomly tell somebody to ask somebody, will you be a part of my research? And that person can say yes or no. I'm guessing that will be a probability.
Okay, okay. Imagine, okay, let us put a question little more easier to answer. Now, all four of you raising your hand. You want to be studied. Okay, the effectiveness of my class. Okay, I'm asking who are interested in my class, but I want only one sample to be studied because I don't have time to ask everyone the feedback of my effectiveness of my research. And now I need only one person, all four of you, Miss Sophia, Miss Das, Miss Dominic, Mr. Gurpreet, all four of you raising your hand. So what can I do now?
So you will choose one of us.
How?
Uh, so if you think that person will be more help for you, if
Okay,
he
then I am
shows
biased.
interest,
Then I am biased. I will select a person who will give good answers on my class,
yes, sir.
who say correct feedback, who give positive feedback. Means
Yes,
you have
sir.
taken a good class, nice class. Your voice is good. You
Yes, sir.
clear all
So
the doubt.
if that person shows interest in your class, so you might think that that person would be the correct person for study, sir. I think that
Okay.
is
Oh, okay. Please understand, it gives a lot of bias into it. It gives subjectivity, right? Now I am writing all four of your names. Okay, in a
yes.
paper. Okay, and I'm putting into a box and I'm selecting. So I'm just shuffling it and I'm selecting one person from there. That means all four, Miss Sophia, Miss Das, Miss Dominicus, Mr. Gurpreet, all four of you has an equal chance to be selected to be a sample for my study. That means it's a probability sample. Do you get my point?
So that means each one of us may or may not be selected by you.
Yeah,
Probable. Yes, yes.
each one of you may not be selected.
Yes, yes.
That is,
Maybe
you are
or may
telling
not.
in a,
Yeah, probable.
yeah, yeah,
Probable. Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
probability. There
Hmm.
is a probability. But
Hmm.
as the study concern, as I am going for a probability sampling, each I need only one sample. That means if I am selecting Das, okay, straight away, Das, you be my study. All four of you raising your hand. I am telling that I will take Das, Miss Das to be my study, to be selected for my
Subjective.
study.
Yeah.
It
Hmm.
is subjectivity,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Yes,
Because
sir.
I feel that you give me the good and good feedback for me. So I
Hmm.
select you. All three will feel that I am very partial towards you. Okay, let
Yes,
us
sir.
imagine that you are my student. I want a class monitor for my class. Okay.
Hmm.
Now
Yes,
all
sir.
four of you raising your hand. If I am selecting one of you, what you will feel? Rex is very partial.
Hmm.
Okay. For research purpose, you may not feel it. Somewhat let her go and give answers. But for kind of in your classes when if you are all in a teaching profession, all four of you are raising the hand. Or out of 30, all 30. Imagine. Okay, let us assume All 30 raising the hand to be the class monitor. So what we have to do, we need to give equal chance to all the 30. That means we write all the names and put it into the box and take one. He or she will be the leader. Right? So it means that it's a probability method. Right? In research. In a simple. This is called a lottery method or simple random sampling method. Okay. I am just giving the example for it. We will go each methods in the probability sampling. So probability means, in a simple word, in simple explanation, each unit, you four are the unit of the population, right? Four is my population. Each one is a unit of the population. So probability sampling gives equal chance for each unit of the population to be taken for the sample. Clear? When you go for non-probability sampling, there is no equal chance for the population, the unit of the population. So will you consider non-probability sampling is wrong? No. Non-probability sampling, we can choose probability or non-probability sampling based on the characteristics of the population concerned. For example, you want to study a migrant wife of the migrant husband in the village who involves in the agriculture. The recent study we contributed to International Institute of Migration and Development, which is located in Kerala. So they use the sampling technique called snowball sampling, okay, which is the technique of non-probability sampling, right? So they give the village, till village they use the probability method. After going to the village, I need, as a researcher or a data collector or data enumerator, field enumerator, or whatever term they call it, I go and identify one person whose husband is migrated from that village and that lady is working in agriculture. Imagine that a person called A, I identified. Okay. I don't know who are all migrated from there. I am asking various questions for the research purpose to the respondent A. And at last I asked, Madam, would you please tell me anyone you know that whose husbands migrated, is residing in your village and taking care of the village? And that lady will give me, yes, yes, if you go to the next street in a place there, and there is one lady, and in the same street, if you go, there is in the last house, there is one lady whose husbands are migrated. They are in the different district or something, right? So this is called a non-probability sampling. Here, your population is infinite. You don't know what is your size of the population. Okay, where you have to go for non-probability sampling. There are various methods or techniques in non-probability sampling, purposive, uh, and something, 4 or 5 techniques are there where we have to use a non-probability sampling. So your population's characteristics should design, those should guide you what type of sampling technique I should use for. Clear? So whether I am taking probability or non-probability sampling is based on the characteristics of the population. Are you clear? Do you have any doubt? You can ask. Are you clear here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Right.
Sir, sir, I have a question. Sir, how will the size and character of the population, how to decide which method we are to select, sir? Just make it a bit clear, sir. Size and characteristics of the population, how, on depending on that, or basing on that, how to choose which method we are going to use?
Okay. Now, now you want to study, right? Mental
Yes, sir.
health of the college going children, college
Yes,
going,
sir.
female college going students, adolescents
Yes,
students, right? This is your study,
yes,
right? In Assam,
yes.
will you get how many colleges are there in Assam?
So I don't have an idea, sir.
No, 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 no. If you surf through internet,
Uh,
you will get it.
oh,
Or
you
if
will
you go
get
to
it. Yes,
UGC,
yes, yes,
if
sir.
you go to UGC website, if
Yeah,
you type
yes,
Assam, all the
uh,
colleges names will come.
yes, sir.
Recognized college names will come, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
All right, very good. And your study is all the UG college going students, female
Oh,
students,
yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
If you imagine that there are 15 colleges, 15 colleges
Uh,
uh, in Assam. Let us
yes, sir.
imagine maybe high or low. That is not an issue. 15 colleges.
Yes, sir.
Now your population, the 15 college is your population. That is the
Yes, sir.
first stage of the population is 15 colleges.
15 college. Yes, sir.
Second stage of the population is college going children, female students
Female
in the 15
children.
college,
Yes,
15
sir.
colleges. That may be around, imagine that there are 20,000 college going female children in all together in 15 colleges. Let us
Yes,
imagine.
sir. Yes,
That
sir.
is the second stage of your population,
Mm.
right?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
let us freeze on that. Now
Yes,
you
sir.
have 15 colleges.
Mm.
Out of 15 colleges, you come
Mm.
to the conclusion that there are 20. You exactly give that number. If you go to each college and they will give
Uh,
the data.
data. Yes, sir.
Okay, the
Yes, sir.
data which is exact number.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you go to admin, you are conducting some research by government of India or something. You say they will give the list.
Yes.
Okay, number
Yes,
of
sir.
students list they will give.
Yes.
So your number is here.
Mm.
Now next you are going. Now you have to go for taking a sample. Out of 20,000, how many
Mm.
samples you need to take? If you put the sample calculator, it will give how many you have to take.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
imagine.
Yes, sir.
So if
Yes,
you are
sir.
putting in the calculator, it says that you should take 2,500 samples minimum.
Samples.
Let us
Yes,
imagine.
sir.
Okay,
Uh,
okay. So you
yes,
have
sir.
2,500. In 2,500, you have 15 colleges.
Yes,
Now
sir.
you cannot go to all 15 colleges because it's time consuming.
Time consuming.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Now let us
Yes,
say
sir.
that this is Assam. Okay,
Yes.
this is Assam. Now you are dividing Assam into four: north, east, west, south.
Mm.
Okay. In
Yes, sir.
15 colleges, in north there are three colleges. In south there are seven colleges.
Yes,
In
sir.
east there are two colleges, 12, and another side there is three colleges.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Now
sir.
equally you have to distribute. Only one side is seven colleges.
Yeah.
So you have to take how many sample out of 15? You want to take five colleges.
Yes, sir.
Okay. One.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
And here out of seven colleges, you should
Mm.
take two because
Two.
the number is high.
Number is less. Yes. More.
High,
More.
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 So
Yes.
representation should be more. So
More.
you are taking two college. So one, two, three, five. So in
Five.
this five college is your first you have divided as a sample.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
In this five, now you have to take 2,500 sample.
Samples.
Okay.
Yes,
Now you
sir.
are going to the each college and getting the sample,
Mm.
2,500. So
Yes, sir.
in each five, 2,500 divided by 5.
Yes, sir.
That means in each college you should take approximately 500 sample.
500. 500 samples. Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes,
that
sir.
500 how we are going to take?
Yes, sir.
That you have to say that 500 girls. Okay.
Uh,
That 500 we have to segregate. Means how many should be from rural, how many should be from urban,
from
how many
urban.
should be the from slum area or whatsoever. You should segregate. Okay, because
Yes, sir.
your conclusion out of it, the mental health of college going children, you are going to say that in Assam, the mental health of the college going female children is good or not good or
Yes, sir.
it is worsening, so we need intervention, something you have to say. It is you are representing all 15 colleges, not those 5 colleges, because
Yes,
you
sir.
have put a scientific method in selecting the 5 colleges,
Hmm.
and those 500 children in each area are representing various segment of the population.
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you get the
Yes,
point?
sir.
Various segment of the population. Here you are using the probability sampling because you know what is the population exactly.
Yes, sir.
You know how many numbers of college, you know how many number of female children in that college, and you are going by very systematic and scientific method, and using the probability sampling.
Yes, sir.
Now are you clear, Miss Das?
Yes, sir. Very much. Thank you so much, sir. It was very
Now,
simply taught.
okay. Now where you have to go for non-probability sampling? You have to go for non-probability sampling when the population is not finite, means it is infinite, means you don't know what is the population. For example, you want to study the cancer patient, or you want to study the widows issues or problems or financial problems in the rural community, or stigmatization in the rural community, right? There we don't have the data, so we need to go to the village. You find one widow there, by her outer appearance or something like that, you just ask her some, you get some one person, from her you are going one by one. Or you are want to study the drug abuse, very sensitive, the population is unknown, where you have to go for non probability sampling, because each unit is very important. You find very hard to get it clear. Or you want to study transgender, very hard to get it, you need to study whomever you get it. Are you clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Das, for your question. Right. So your my concern is you need to understand that what method I have to use, what sampling I have to use is should be based on the characteristics of the population. That is very important for us to learn, right? So sample size. Determining the appropriate sample size is crucial in research as it affects the accuracy and reliability of results. So, as I have said, you have to select the good sample size. Out of 1,000, how many I'm going to take as a sample, right? So, factor influencing sample size include the population size. So, what is my population? Margin of error, confidence level, and variability within the data, right? So these are uh, technical terms. Okay, population size we know. Margin of error, that means 95, 93, it has some margin of error. The accuracy level will increase when you increase the margin of error towards high. Okay, 95, 98, then it will come down. Confidence level you have to increase, margin of error you have to decrease. And variability within the data. The data has various variability, right? As I have given example for the Ms. Das question, there is a lot of variability in the sample, right? What do you mean by variability? You want to study the professors working in the colleges, okay? Now, what is the variability in the professors? Assistant professor, associate professor, professors. Those who are teaching arts and science, those who are teaching science, those who are teaching humanities. All right. So those who are less experienced, those who are above 5 years experience, those who are above 10 years experience, those who are above 15 years, and those who are above 20 years. And those professors who studied in the universities, professors studied in IITs, professors studied in normal colleges, affiliated colleges. Professor had experience of overseas. Professor don't have the experience in the colleges. Means you want to study the satisfaction of the professors working in the colleges, but these are the various variabilities in the professors in terms of designation, in terms of age, in terms of gender or sex, right? So this variability determines what should be your sample size. And please understand, you should take all those segments of variabilities to be included in your study, or else it is very difficult to generalize your results. You cannot say taking only the physics professors of the college, stating that all the professors are having good satisfaction towards the university. No, that means you cannot conclude. You cannot say all the professors. You can say the professors of physics, right? You cannot say all the professors. So segments should be from the various uh, areas, right? So please read for the sake of learning. Tomorrow, you take the Hindu newspaper, Hindu English newspaper, read the editorial column, top left side of the editorial column, but down. Editorial column means the center page of the newspaper. Okay, every day you can find in the editorial column in the top down of the left side, you find some data, some information out of research being interpreted in the Hindu newspaper will give you how the samples are selected, will guide you how they have done the study, right? So please do it, you can understand a lot. And measures of central tendency. Just a minute. Just a minute. I will. So before going to it, we will learn first of all the types of probability and non-probability because it's very important. So when you find there are a lot of techniques being used in the probability sampling. One is simple random sampling, and systematic sampling, and stratified random sampling, and cluster multi-stage sampling. So these are the various types of probability sampling. Probability, as I have said, there is an equal chance for the each unit to be selected to be the sample of the population, right? So simple random sampling. This is simple random sampling. You have, it's a method of sampling relies on a random or chance selection method so that every element of the sampling frame has known a probability of being selected. You know, lottery, if you go to Kerala, you have lottery, selling lottery is legalized. Means we are in Coimbatore, just we have the border sharing with Kerala. When there is a lottery shop, we will conclude that we have entered into Kerala, because in the border itself, if you cross the bridge, you find lot of lottery shop, because in the border we the people from Tamil Nadu will go there and get lot of lottery seats or something, tokens or something like that. So what is lottery method? They will sell all the tokens or coupons to everyone. They will buy for 20 rupees or 50 rupees or 100 rupees, and they will put all the tokens into the box or somewhere and take one and give that who is the winner. So that means if the lottery has been sold for 1,000 people, thousands out of 1,000, 10 will be selected for cash price. Then they will give the cash price. So that is a lottery method. So simple random sampling, it is a method that relies on random or chance of selection method so that every element of the sampling frame has a known probability of being selected, right? So simple random sampling. Example, suppose a hospital has 1,000 staff members and the researcher needs a sample of 100 members. What the researcher writes the names of all 1,000 staff members and picks 100 of them randomly using a lottery or random number method. Okay, random number method is nothing but instead of writing the name, you are writing the number. For example, for Rex it is 1, Miss Sophia 2, Miss Das is 3, Mr. Gurpreet is 4, and Mr. Sanjeev 5. So they put and take the number and say that these are selected. All right. So this is giving the number instead of name, and visual representation of the selecting simple random sample. So this is the population. So you are selecting sample group. Okay, you are taking third one, and you are taking 10th one, and you are taking 14th one, because they are being selected. Okay. So this is the method. Okay, you find here there is in this method you find the limitations of this method. What is the limitation? Out of 4 being who are being selected for a sample group, there is only one in a particular group. All 3 are from the different group. Am I right? Which leads to some kind of representation is missing. Okay, so this will be rectified some other method, right? Systematic sampling. Systematic sampling, sampling units from a larger population are selected according to a random starting point by which a fixed periodic interval. Okay. For example, if you wish to select a sample of 100 people from the population of 5,000 using a systematic sampling, all the potential participants must be placed in the list. A starting point would be selected. Okay, there are 5,000. You are writing 5,000 people's names, okay, in an alphabetical order. Starting point. Am I right? So we are writing who is alphabetical order comes first. Mr. Das comes first, then Mr. Kruprit, then Rex, then Sanjit, then Sophia. Okay, this is an alphabetical order. Now, after arranging this 5,000 into an alphabetical order, how many I need? After arranging 5,000 in an alphabetical order, there is a starting point and end point. Now, how many I need? As for example, how many I need? Question is to just asking because you are. I want to know whether you
out
are.
of 5, out of 5 are the are from
Out of 5,000. Out of 5,000, how many I need?
100 as it is written.
100. Very good. Now I need 100. How I am going to take that 100? Okay. By which number? Now you read, for example, if you to select a sample of 100 people from the population of using systematic sampling, all the potential participants must be placed in the list. Starting point would be selected. So what would be my starting point? How I calculate my starting point? Now, out of 5,000, I need 100. That means I should divide, right, 5,000 by 100. If I divide 5,000 by 100, what is my answer?
50.
50. Every 50th person in the alphabetical order to be selected for my sample.
Oh,
Every 50th person. So I have written in an alphabetical order. The 50th person, first person is Mr. Guruprit, and another 100 person I have to go. 100 person is Sanjeev, and I have to go 150 someone, 200 someone, like that. 250, 300 I should go on. Okay, I can get exactly 100. This is the systematic sampling. Because it is called systematic because put some numerical matters into it. More scientific than the lottery method. Probability, first simple random sampling. You get the point?
sir. Yes, sir.
Right. So example of systematic sampling. So I have explained it. Okay. So it's like this pictorial pyramid. You are taking the first one, then this, then that, then that, then that. You have to go. Next one is very important. If you see the first random sampling and systematic sampling, there is also chance that the same representation may take place. Imagine out of 5,000, there are 3,000 persons are male and 2,000 are female. Let us imagine. Now I am writing all the names in the alphabetical order. Let us assume there is also chance every 50th person to be a male.
Yes.
Okay, there is a chance. Or every 50th person to be a female. There is a chance. Right? I need to avoid it as a researcher because I am doing some kind of research which I need all the representation from the population. What happens if I use a systematic or probability sampling? If I get all my respondents are male, what if I get all my respondents are female? Or out of 100, 90 female and only 10 male, or vice versa? What happened? Right? So we need to reduce so that we need to go for stratified random sampling method. Stratified, when you say strata or stratum, means it's a segment. Okay, female, male. Those are having 5 years experience, 10 years experience, 15 years experience. So out of 5,000 employees, I need people uh, out of 100, 20 people from 5 years experience, 20 people from 10, 6 to 10 years experience, and the remaining 60 people from 11 to 15 years experience. Right? So I stratify the population. Okay, out of 5,000, how many falls under 5 years experience? Let us say that 2,000. Out of 6 to 10 years experience, let us say another 2,000. Then 11 to 15 years experience, let us say that 1,000. Right? Now, out of this first 2000 segment, that is up to 5 years experience, I will take 20 people by using systematic or random sampling method, any of the first two sampling method. And here I will take 20 by using systematic or random sampling method. And here I will take another 60 using systematic or random sampling. So stratified random sampling helps us to stratify the population into various variation of the population, as we have said in the beginning of the class. Any doubt in it?
No, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
What about Miss Sophia, Miss Sanjay, Mr. Sanjay? Gurpreet, all are fine? You can ask questions.
Fine, sir.
Right, all right. So stratum helps. Stratum means various segments, right? So that's what I have explained. Divides the socioeconomic status and stratum. Okay. So strata 1, strata 2, strata 3. Stratified random sampling, you take 1 from there, right? So types of stratified random sampling, there are two types. Proportionate stratified random sampling, disproportionate stratified random sampling. Okay. When you say proportionate stratified sampling, population is 1000, we wish to select sample of 300 students. So what you say proportionate, so population, okay. Let us imagine population is 1000. Socioeconomic status, low, middle, age, okay. There are population out of 1000 in low level socioeconomic status 200, middle level 500, okay, and high level 300, okay. The proportion of each stratum of students. So the proportion of 200 out of 1000 is 0.2. Am I right? The proportion of middle 500 out of 1000 is 0.5 and 300 is 0.3. So based on the proportion, I am taking the sample size, right? So based on that, I am taking 20 or 60, 150 and 90. You get the point? So from the low, I am taking the percentage, because low level there are only 200, so that I need to take a number which represents the low. But for you see middle there are 500, I need to take more representation from the middle, because their proportion to the population is high, and 300 is 90, right? You get the point? So based on their proportion, I am taking the sample from the each proportion. So disproportionate, we least bother about what is their percentage, okay. So proportion of each state of students in the population, right? 154. So sample I need 30, 30, 30. So 33 of the percentage of the populations are taken to further study. I need 90 as my sample size. So I will not look into what is their representation, what is their proportion to the population. I'll just take 30 from the low, 30 from the middle, 30 from the high. Which is the best method? We need to go for proportionate stratified random sampling method, because it will give the generalization exactly. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So multi-stage, so the stratified cluster and stratification, there are slight different. When you say cluster, it defines to the geographical location of the population. When you say stratification, stratified random sampling, it looks into the variation of the population, mainly the variables of the population, age, sex, uh, caste, income. These are we are stratifying. But Cluster sampling, I am taking from the as when I was explaining for Miss Das question, I divided the colleges in Assam into north, east, west. It is a cluster because it defines to the geographical location of the population. Clear? It is not a stratification. Stratification looks into the variation of the population, like age, like sex, like gender, income. Okay, so all those things. So multi-stage cluster, you might have heard about the term cluster during the COVID time. Okay, we might have seen the newspaper during the COVID time. It's a COVID cluster. They will lock the four geographical, the entry point of the village, because one person was infected with the COVID, so they will lock it and they will write very clearly it's a COVID cluster, right? So cluster means this is geographical location. So multi-stage cluster sampling, you are taking the population into various clusters. For example, a study of life satisfaction of older person is in Hyderabad. So number of wards in Hyderabad 60, number of households in Hyderabad 57,000, number of older person is 85,000. The sample is 384. Okay, selection of wards. It's a first level of selection of wards, the first stage of multi-cluster. Then you are going for selection of households, second stage, and selection of sample. Okay, older person. It's a random. Okay, so that is a cluster, multi-stage cluster sampling. All right. So types of non-probability sampling. So the four types are probability. That means giving equal chance all the units to be studied. So you're going for a types of non-probability sampling, purposive or judgmental sampling. Okay. So when you say purposive or judgmental, the researcher select a particular person to be a sample because he has some purpose for the person to be seen. Purposive or judgmental means it is not you are convenient, you are going and taking. It is you you should you should describe how the respondent should be in your methodology. So when this description is fit to that person, you are going and selecting. You want to study with a your informal employees, women working in informal sector. Okay, if that fits into that person, you are selecting to be the sample. So that is a purposive sampling. Okay, quota sampling. Quota sampling involves dividing the population into various categories and setting quotas on the number of respondents to be selected. Once the quota is reached, no more elements from the category are put into the sample. So quota sampling, you are when the population is infinite. For example, you want to study HIV/AIDS patient, so you have a quota from each segment. People of HIV/AIDS infection, male 50, female 50, having children, not having children. You have each quota. Quota means a kind of reservation. So each segment you have certain number, and once it is reached, using the convenient or purposive sampling, you close it. Okay. Quota of 36 children from each ward, then you finish it. Okay, with 30. Accidental or convenient sampling refers to a sampling technique where researcher selects respondents, whoever is available at the sampling point. Okay, again for accidental or convenient sampling, it is not researcher convenient. Okay, the most of the time we take it wrongly, these terms. It is not a convenient sampling, means you are convenient. Means that you have certain parameters, and since the population is infinite, you are using the accidental or convenient sampling. Means if you want to do a study on with the sex workers, you want to do a study on with the street children, you should go for convenient sampling, right? because it's very, very hard, and whenever you meet or whenever you have the privacy to study them, you need to do it. Snowball sampling, as I have explained earlier of my explanation, when we were studying on women who are in agriculture, whose husbands are migrant, it is a snowball sampling. From one person to another person, we get referral and do it. Okay, using the snowball technique. Okay, so these are the various methods or techniques used in the each type of sampling that we administer. One is probability and non-probability sampling. So any questions? No further questions? Miss,
No, sir.
I will stop it here.
No,
Any
no, sir.
questions?
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
You
Thank
have
you.
explained very well, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Das, for your
Yes, sir.
compliment and
Thank you,
advice.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Any questions? Okay, have a nice day. Thanks for joining because it's the weekend and night. Normally my class is 10 to 12, even though you have come and joined, shows that you want to learn and boosting me to teach you. So I'm very happy. And next week we will fall on the same time, 10 to 12. We'll go in deeper of understanding the research so that when you are learning itself, as I have said, when you are learning, okay, itself you find a suitable research problem and ask questions, sir, this is my research problem, what can I do, which method I can go? Because more discussion will help us. Most of your, at least 3 chapters of your research will be covered when we are discussing. So two chapters, that is data collection and analysis, can be done in your later part. Okay. So thank you very much for joining. We will meet in the next week. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir. Good night, sir.
Good
Yes.
night.
Thank you, sir.
Good night, Miss Sophia.
Good night.